This meeting is being recorded.
Okay, so let's start the class now. And yesterday we had a working day because of some extra talented pupils. So yesterday we taught how to do the flip box, uploaded the source code also. You can check that. Now we are going to actually see that. See, first thing, we are having 5 working days in this week. Monday to Friday we have class, Miss Angular class I'm talking about. And let's check the syllabus at once. What we have done and what we are going to do in the next 20 or 25 classes in that way. So typescript completed, all these things completed. Components, setting up the template, creating components using CLI, and all these things we'll see. And then we'll see the template directives, pipes, forms, HTTP authentication modules, RSJX. This till this only we have syllabus. After that, deploying the app, management. Check your internet connection, guys. Everything is fine from my side. So today we are going to see the view template. View template. Thank you. View template. So I think everybody knows how to create the components in Angular. What is the command for creating components? Ng generate component and then the component name. So related to that component only, we are going to see that what is view template. Okay, what is view template? So we have one Hyderabad project here and one Zerodha project. So let's create a new one. How to create an Angular project? Ng new and let's say test. This one test is the project name. So I'm writing ng new test. Is it okay? Okay. So it will ask for the CSS. Take it and just generate. What do you mean by view template? So we will write here. The view template means the code that has to be rendered while loading a component. While loading a component. So project is getting created. After that we'll see. Actually we have seen this, means we have directly used it. We have not studied in depth. Okay, so we are going to see it in depth. What is the full form of npm? Very good. Yarn. What is the full form of yarn? Yet another resource negotiator. Remember, alternative of npm is yarn, yet another resource negotiator. That is. Okay, so project has been created now. So let's check it. Working folder is the src folder. In that you will have index.html which is getting rendered, right? Because of this app root. And who is having this tag? This app component dot html. The file is written here, and ts file is having this app root. Okay. So what the view template is, let's first run this application also. So first we need to go to this folder cd test ng serve. So yes, app is working fine. From which file this code is coming? app.component.html. So I will remove everything from this and check everything is removed. From this HTML file, now we will create another component. So the journal form is, we have a header component, main component, and the footer. For generating a new component, what we write? First go to the folder and then ng generate component header, and it will generate a component header. Okay, so in the app section it has created a header component. Now open the typescript file of this newly created component. So this is the typescript file. What is the selector here? App hyphen header. It means that if you want to use this header, if you want to use this header component in your main app, where in your main app. So this is the main app. What tag you need to write? App hyphen header. And this we have already seen till now. So it will print something like this, that header works. We have to import it in the typescript file, right? So import header component, and here also you need to use it. So it is saying that header works. Now the case is from where this header works is coming. So this header works is coming from the headers HTML file, because there a paragraph is written. Now once you check the typescript file and I remove these two things, right? I am removing these two things. What is coming here? Nothing. It is coming because previously it is stored. Once you are running the session and doing it again, it will not come. This is the view template only, right? If I am writing here template, in template colon I'm putting, and then if I am writing a tag here, let's say h1 tag I will write, and between this h1 tag I will write hello world. After that I will keep them in a single tag in this way. Now check hello world. This is the view template. This is the view temp. It means that, okay, by this, if you want to understand this particular component file, see, typescript is the main thing here. What we are writing, let me remove the component here. So this is the import statement, that you are importing the component library from Angular core, and there is a class header component that you are exporting. In your class you don't have anything. Do we have anything? No, we don't have anything. Over this class I am creating a decorator, right? What I'm creating? a decorator. So decorator was already there, so let's keep it back. Now let me remove everything from this decorator, and this is how your decorator will look alike. Okay, this is how your decorator is looking. You know that we use decorator with at the rate of symbol over the class. Now inside this decorator, what are the important things that you need to write? I have deleted everything, right? We have deleted the everything. See, sometimes why we are learning this thing in Angular, sometime in the production environment, means you are working in a company and your company is saying that don't use npm or the ng to generate a component, create it by yourself. They will say create it by yourself, don't do anything from the external thing. They will say that if you want to create this header, don't create this header by ng. So you have to create a header folder. In that header.component.ts file you need to create. Then export the class header component over that. This is a component tag or annotation, means decorator. Now if you are running this thing, see nothing is coming because app component is this app component.html file is looking for something app hyphen header, and the nothing is available. There is nothing like app hyphen header. So here you need to define. So I'm saying that selector is going to be app hyphen header. App hyphen, I am providing the metadata of header component class here, and I am saying that this class can be used by app hyphen header tag. This is what I'm saying, that this class can be used by app hyphen header tag. Now component is missing a template. What error it is showing us? It is showing us one error that component is missing a template. That okay, tag you are giving, but you are not giving any view template. You have to at least give some template to it. Now if you, what I want is, to this header I will simply say that header works, or this is a header component. Directly you can write in the class only. So what I will do is I will write template colon template colon single quote. Now in the single quote you can write your html. So I will write here h1 tag, closing the h1 tag, and simply I will write that this is the header component. This is the header. Save the file and you will check that this is the header component is rendering on the web page. Template. So what we are writing? We are writing that view template is the code that has to be rendered while loading a component, right? While loading a, so view template you understood now. This is the code. Now ways of creating template, ways of creating the template. In how many ways we can create our template? So first way is in the decorator of the component class, so simply here I will write component dot ts file, right? Dot ts file. We can directly write the html code. We can directly write the html code and its selector. How? In this way you can directly write it, right? In this way you can directly write the code. No need to do anything in the next file. Sometime it is possible that you will be writing only one line of html, right? It is possible, completely possible, that you will be writing only one line of html. Now for one line of HTML, there is no need of writing any other file. You can specify this thing in the same file as well, right? You can specify this thing in the same file as well. Okay, so in this way you can write it. Now, what if I want to write a new tag? Let's say you want to write 2 3 tags. So one is the h1 tag, that this is a header component. After that you want to write a h2 tag, that this is zero the website, something like this. So create it again. I will create h2 tag, then the closing of h2 tag. In between I will write that this is the header of zero the website. See, now my text is too big on the VS Code screen and it is scrolling left to right. So you can press Alt Z, so it will come on the same screen. Now save this file and check. This is the header of zero the website. Here you can write template. Okay. If you want some another tag, you want some image, some anchor tag, try to keep them. So I will keep an anchor tag. I will give href equals to hash. Hash means same page, right? Hash means same page. And after that, I will write Google. Write it again and check, and it is coming. Right? It is coming. If we are direct, see, if we are able to write it directly, right? If we are able to write it directly, what is the use of some external file? We can directly write our code here. So here we will write disadvantages of writing the template in ts file. According to you, what is the one disadvantage that you will feel the most? First is the code readability. Here code readability is very poor. Means you cannot actually read the code in the proper way. So first thing is code readability is very poor. Maintenance of code. Maintenance of code is very tough. If the code readability is poor, maintenance will be very tough. These are the two issues. What is the solution? So we'll write the solution for the above problem is to give the URL of the external HTML file. Now instead of writing our HTML here, what we will give? We will give the URL of this, and we will be maintaining this file somewhere outside, right? We will not be writing, but we can write in the view template, means simply template. We can write the in file template also in the typescript file, right? It is the case is if you don't want to create any HTML file for your components, you can write the things in the same file as well, right? Now what is the solution for this? We have to give the URL of the external HTML file, and which is the second method as well, right? So what we will do here, instead of using template, we will use template URL. What we will use? Template URL. How? So first remove this part, all everything you can remove. Now what you will use here? You will use template URL colon single quote. This is the logic here. Property, we did this in TypeScript actually. We don't write equals to here, we write colon, template, URL, colon. Now to which file you want to give this app.component.html, and which is in the same folder, which is in the header folder only. So I will write dot slash app.component.html, app.component.html. And if you check, nothing is coming there. So we need to keep something in our HTML file of header. So this is the header file. Right now, let's create a header here. So first I will keep one h1, that this is the header component. This is the header component. Okay, refresh it. Okay, something is still missing. Run it again. See, some I have already told this. Sometime you need to run your things again. Okay, one mistake we are doing here. The file name is header.component instead of app. Header.component.html. So it is loading. This is the header component. Let's write something else in this file. I will write image. There is no src for image. Let's check. Okay, so this header is coming from the outside now. So instead of using template, we will use the template URL. In which way we will use? In the TypeScript file, we will give in this way. So these things are very important. Now let's say some code is deleted from by you in this file. Okay. Now you don't know how to fix this. So you will create a new project. So instead of creating a new project, understand it's working. Right. So this is how you do it. And let me keep the code also. Okay, so this is how you use it. In this way you need to give it. Understood? Right? Understood or not? So this is called the view template. View template means in TypeScript you will define one tag, but how the HTML of that tag will come? So there are two methods of doing it. There are two methods of doing it. First method is directly writing the HTML by keeping the template property, or else you can create an external file and then you can give the properties. Okay, this was the case about view template. Now second thing, understood this? Shall we move forward? Styling the component. Right, next thing is styling the component. So because for styling also we have style URL, can we write the in file styles also? So we can. So here we will write styling the component. While we are talking about this topic, the styling the component, let's check. Now this is what we are rendering here, that this is a header component. I'll remove the image. Okay, so this is the header component. Now what I want to do is I want to give this heading some particular styling. Can we write the inline style also in the TypeScript file? So let's write here. At first I will write the styles colon, right? Way simple, but here you need to keep the square brackets. What you need to keep? Square brackets. Now how it will go? So at first keep the single quote, and here I will write h1, keep the brackets and write the style for h1. This is how we write the thing. So here I will write background hyphen color colon red. If you are writing your style in this way, see, coming, style is coming, it will come. Let's, if you want to write a new style, so for that keep semicolon here and write text align center, right? Text align colon center. So inline style, here you can write using the styles properties, right? What are these things? Selector, template, URL, styles. These are the properties. And what are these? These are their values. These are the properties and these are the values, right? Now, what property value is? So let's check. If you are saying name, name is the property. And if you are writing Shivam, Shivam is the value of name, right? If you are writing here age, no, date, date is a property. And if you are writing 6th Jan, this is the value of this, okay? Again, you see how we can write the styles. So at first you need to keep the styles property name colon square brackets. If you don't want to keep the square bracket, because from the top until now we are using single quote only, so write single quote, write h1 and give its properties. This is how, see, don't get any problem with this particular part. How we write css is in this way only. Actually, I think you are getting problem. If you want to write css for h1, how you will keep h1 and that curly bracket? This is how you will write. Instead of opening this tag, I am simply keeping this. This is also true, right? You, in this way you will write. Instead of writing this, I am just taking this thing in the same line. Let's write single quotes h1 curly brackets, and here I will write background color colon red, background color colon, and it is coming. Then what was the use of square brackets? We'll see it. Let's write the another file. So here I will keep semicolon, right? I'll keep the semicolon and I will write text align colon center. Now text will come in center and text is coming. But what was the use of that square bracket? We'll see that. In the header component, let me create a paragraph also, and here I will write this is the header of, this is the header of Zerodha. Now I want to give some designings to this paragraph, right? I want to give some designing to this p tag. So let's go there in ts file. How you will write? If you want to keep a comma here, write p and then write it. Here I will write font hyphen size colon 22 pixel semicolon and background color of green. Okay. So that was the use of square brackets. If you have only one tag to style, you can use single quote. If you have multiple things, then you have to use the square bracket. Now how we will do this thing in square brackets? So let's change the code. Here I'll keep the square bracket and here also I'll keep it. And here just keep close this single quote for h1. Again started for p and do it in this way. Okay, understood? If you have some problem, we will write it again. So check it. Here I will write styles colon, square brackets. Now in this square bracket, if you want to write CSS for any particular element, write single quote. For which tag? H1 tag. What style you need? We need background color to come in red. If you want to write another styling, come out of the single quote, keep a comma, then single quote. Now write the p tag, curly brackets for p tag, and write background color. Any color you can write actually. Okay. So this is how they are coming now. Okay. Understood the styling? So we'll keep it. There are two ways of styling the angular component. Styling the angular component. One way is writing the style in .ts file. Second is creating an external file or simple writing the style in external file. Writing the style in external file. Okay. How we are doing it in the first way? Writing in ts file. How we are doing it? So it's very simple. You need to keep the style tag, and in this way, if you have only single style, you can directly give single quote and give. If you have multiple styles or the multiple tags, use square brackets. Okay. So this is how you can give it. I hope things are clear. You are not having any problem, right? Now, this was the first case. Now, second case is how you will do the or how you will give the path of some external file. So that is the second method, writing the style in external file and giving its URL. What is the disadvantage of using inline styles? Code readability is poor and maintenance is tough, because here it is not clear, right? Here it is, this part is not clear. So instead of this style, I will give the style URL colon single quote dot slash, because we are in the same folder only. Here I will write header dot component dot css, and you can write your css inside the css file now. So this is the css file, h1 colon background color red. See, here also I am not taking this bracket to the next line because it's totally true. It totally depends on you. If you want to take it or not, you can directly write it. Okay, so it is coming. For paragraph, same way. Come here, keep paragraph tag and write background color green, and it is coming in. That's it, right? This is how you use the view template. This is how you styles the component. Understood these two parts? Understood these two parts? Very good. Now we will see as applying the global style. Applying the global style. What do you mean by global style? What is global style? See, global style is something like which is applicable to all, which is applicable to all. Give me some real life example for it. What is the global style in real life? See, global style is coming from the parental things. First thing is global styles will come from parents, not from you, right? Not from you. Global styles will be coming from your parents, your grandparents, and your ancestors also. Let me talk about myself here. I'm belongs to UP. Why I belongs to UP? Because my parents belongs to UP. Why my parents belongs to UP? Because their parents also belongs to UP. How why I know Hindi? Because my parents know Hindi. These are my global properties, right? These are my global properties, which are by default applicable to all. You cannot you don't have to do anything for it. For learning Angular or for learning programming, I used to do a hard work. But for learning Hindi, there was no hard work because my parents were speaking Hindi, so I actually learned it, right? So I actually learned it, right? These are the global properties which are applicable to all. Now give me a case in programming. Which thing can be a global property? Let's say I will show you a website. I told you so many website using Angular. Tell me one. We have seen at least 10 website using Angular, right? Tell me anyone. Any single website? I have shown you at least 10 big websites. IKEA website. You are not learning, guys. Now let's say you are going to the IKEA website. Which okay, this is website is using Angular. This is the header component, this is the main components, and things are in this way, right? Things are coming in this way. That's fine. But what will be the global styling? Which is followed by everyone? That can be the font family at first. Font, font color, text color. Everyone will be using the same thing. Size can be different actually, but font family is generally. I have given the Hindi example so that you can catch it, but you couldn't catch that point. Font family is something that you can give globally. That you can give globally. So we are going to see that global styles in Angular. Universal selector is there, right? Universal selector. Now let's say in this Angular application, this is the header. You will create a main component. You will create a footer component. Many components you can create. If you want to write the font family to cursive, everywhere you will give it in the CSS of header, in the CSS of main, in the CSS of footer. Instead of that, can we write a global CSS? First thing is why we need to write the CSS, right? First thing. Now let's say you want to write the font family. So here you will go in this H1. Let me try to do it. So here I will write font family cursive, right? So see, first H1 is cursive now, but paragraph is not cursive. You have to make it also cursive, right? You have to make it cursive. So again, same thing, font family of cursive, then it will become cursive. But the case is, why we are writing it again and again? Cannot we merge it? Of course, we can merge it. Of course, we can merge it. But how? For that, we apply the global styles, right? Understood why we are writing global styles? Very good. Sometimes we need to write some style and we want each and every component, or not component, element. We want each and every element to follow that style. To follow that style. Now, example, font family. Font family is something that we want to give to everyone that use this universal selector, right? Universal selector is something that we want to give to each and everyone, right? So these are some properties that we need to give to anyone. Now the question is, how can we write the global CSS in Angular, or not CSS style, global style in Angular? Learn it properly. You will go to the Angular's folder structure and close this src folder. First thing, open it again and close this app folder. So what you will see, index.html file which is running, styles.css file outside. And what is the comment written in this? You can add global styles to this file and also import other style files. You can also import the, okay, one thing we left actually. Now let's say header we are giving the path of single CSS file. If we want to give multiple CSS, for that first thing you need to change is to styles URL. Let me show it. If you have multiple CSS file, so I will write style URLs colon square bracket, in this first CSS, in this second CSS, in this third CSS, right? Same thing. But generally we are having only one CSS for this component. So I'll use that only. Okay. Now in this style.css, I will write the properties. So from the header CSS, I will remove the font family as cursive. Removed it. Now let's try to give the same thing to this style, because it is itself is saying, this file is saying to you that you can add the global style to this file, global, which will be applicable to all. So let's first use this universal selector, right? Universal selector is there. You know universal selector? You know this asterisk in CSS or not? What it will do, selecting everyone. For this, I will say that you are having a font family of cursive. Font family of, and now we are not giving to h1 and paragraph tag. To whom we gave it? Single simple our style.css, global CSS. Now in this header, let's create another h1 tag. So open its HTML file and I will give h2 to check the global CSS. This is also coming in cursive. Where you gave it? Style.css, and it is taking that property. Understood? Expand the root direct, expand the src folder of your Angular application, and then you will see one style.css file. But where it is being applied, there is might be a HTML file which is using this style. So check the index.html. Is it using that CSS file? We are not linking it, right? We are not linking the CSS file here, but how it is getting applied, we are not linking it anywhere, right? We are not linking it anywhere, neither to this header component, neither to this index HTML. But how this file is actually working? If something's path is not visible, linking is not visible, we already discussed, go to angular.json folder and search here style. What you need to search? Search here style. style. So here you will see that to your Angular you are saying that where it will find the style in src slash styles dot css. You are not linking it to any HTML file. You are saying to your Angular that src style will be in the style.css file, global css. Okay. Expand the src folder of your Angular application and then you will see one style.css file. In that file, we can write our global css or global styles. Okay. How we can write? Simple way. Okay. In this way you can write it. Understood? Let me give a note here to check the linking of CSS file. To check the linking of global CSS file, go to angular.json and search styles. It will have the linking in the below given manner. Okay. So it will have it in this way. Understood? As we know, understood global CSS? Okay. Now let's check. This cursive is already available within the HTML only. If we want to use some external thing, right? Because this file is saying you two things. You can add global style to this file. This is the first thing. Second thing is, and also import other style files, right? It is saying you that you can use the other style file also, right? How? Now, as we know that the fonts are very limited here. If we want to use some external font, so let's go to Google font. Have you ever used any font from Google? Google fonts, awesome font, anything you have used? Just search Google fonts. I'm telling, no problem. Okay. So just search Google fonts, go to the first link and you will see fonts.google.com. And here these are the some of the fonts available, right? So now text is everyone has the right to freedom of thought. How it will look? Now let's say you liked this one font, right? This one or any font that you like, or you can search also, right? You can search also. Here it is available. Let's search here Poppins. So this is a Poppins font. This one you can search. There is font as GoTo, GOTU GoTo. This is the GoTo. This is font I liked much. This is my favorite. After Times New Roman, this is my favorite GoTo font. Now, if you want to use this font in your Angular, how you will use it? For that, just scroll. In this way, you will get it. Now, what you want to use? You are seeing this get font option. Click on this. Okay. You know this thing, or I should teach? You know? Okay, fine. So after searching any font, go to the get font option. Now you can either download this font and embed, or you can take its code also. Now try to check get embed code. So while you are doing, you will see two type of things. What you will see, either you can link the css file, link rel, or else you can import. So in Angular we use this import thing. So copy this part, import url, copied. Okay, copied this one and import it here at the rate of import url. This is the url of this go to font. Now here, if you want to write the font family of go to, so you will not see go to directly. So go to the Google again and check how you can use it. So this is the css class for it. But if you are keeping this copy, let's copy paste this thing. So font family is also, it is showing you that font family is this one. So you can copy and paste, right? This is the font family. And now you can check go to font is applied. If it is not getting applied in your system, so try to rerun the Angular. Sometime when you are importing something, it doesn't take that, right? It doesn't take that. So you can use it. See how good it is looking. You can use this font for your development also. Go to is free to use from Google, so you can use it. This is my favorite one, right? See how it is looking. Now if you, let's say, to this h2 I want to use some another font, you can use that Google font. You can use, there is another website that is called awesome fonts. Awesome font 4 is version, I think now. This one only, fontawesome.com. You can go to this website, and there actually you have to log in here. After login, they will give you a link. They will not show it on website, they will send you in email. So this is a bit complex process, but you can use this also, right? Font awesome you can use. Yeah, font awesome and Google fonts we use. So let's go back to Google fonts again. In Google, if I want to use another font, if I want to use another font also, so there are thousands of fonts available. You can search it for your own language also. Let me check if something is available for Telugu. So I don't know Telugu. This is Telugu, right? So you can copy and paste and you can start typing in Telugu, right? So there are lots of fonts available for Telugu also. For any other language, let's search for Hindi here. So for Hindi, it is available. This one. Okay. Let's search for Urdu. Anyone who know Urdu here? No. So this is for Urdu, right? Bhojpuri. I think it will be available. Yeah. So this is for Bhojpuri. You can search it and you can use. Array, it is fine now. Marathi. So this is for Marathi. Okay, you can use Maithili. Array, now we can't search all, guys. Okay, now if you like any other font, do we import it directly? Do we import it directly? Now let's say go to font we are using here. If I want to use any other font, what is the process for that? Now let's say this one, Playwright Ireland Guides. The font name is this one, Playwright Ireland Guides. Now again, get font. You will see two things here. First thing is get embed code. In get embed code, either you can copy paste the link or else you can directly import it. So now here the import file is changing. Let me copy this import file and paste it in Notepad. This is the new import file that we are getting. So here you will see fonts.googleapis.com. Font family equals to go to end family and playwright plus IE guides. So now in this link you are getting both of the font in the same link. You are getting how many font you select here on Google, they will come into a single import file, right? So let's copy this file link now, and you can remove the previous one and paste it. Press Alt Z, so they will come in the same line. Now go to you are using here. If you want to use the another one playwright guide, for that font family is this one. Copy this and paste it. Now our text will be coming in playwright. Wow, this is looking very, very bad. Now I have one question here. I will use the go to only. It is fine. What do you mean by this serif? If you really know it, then only give the answer. There are two things, serif and sans serif. What is the difference between serif and sans serif? No, stroke is not the thing. See, there are two fonts, right? I'll show you both. There are two font families. See, if here it is written go to is the font name and serif is the family. Who is the family here? Serif. And go to is the font name. There are two very famous families for fonts. One is serif and another one is sans serif. Right? These. In this way we have it. And this is the font that is coming to us now. Okay, understood. Do one thing. Let's copy some sans serif here. So Times New Roman is coming from sans serif. So to the H1 tag, I will give this one. And to H2 tag, I will give the font family of Times New Roman. No, this is not this one. In header component, I will remove the paragraph. Now you have two element. H1 is in go to, which is serif family. This is from sans serif family. Now tell me what is the difference. Don't think stroke and all. No, it's not. In the serif family or all the fonts that are coming from serif family, they will have some design while text is ending. Let's say you want to write a T, right? You want to write a T, T for tiger. So in serif family, it will be written directly in this way. But in in sans serif family, it will be written directly, but the serif family will give a little bit of styling to it in this way. Serif family will write it. Now let's say you want to write I. So here I will be this one, simple. But here this will be I. This is the difference between serif and sans serif family. Right? So this is how you can use the external fonts from Google and Font Awesome. From this website, there is a benefit that you can use the icons also. You can use the icons also. These kind of icons, these kind of icons, these. Like I like this website for icon purpose most. Font I use from Google only, but icons I use from this website. Okay. Understood? Using the global CSS. Okay. Now We have time, so let's discuss about one more thing. In the TS file, we have discussed about template, template URL, style URL. We have not discussed about this selector. Is there something to decide in this selector? Yes, there is. So now we are going to discuss about the selector property in the Angular. Selectors. What is this selector? Selector is the name of is the value of a multiple template URLs. No, you cannot give multiple template URLs, but you can write the nested components. We will see that. If you have time, check the app interface and responsive. What is this? Space website. What is this? Dhanush, you created this website. Means you are using the yesterday's topic only, flipping the box. It seems like this person is dancing. Yeah, it feels like that only. Yeah, it is responsive. No, check it again. Yo, it is not responsive, man. You need to flex the rep. You are not flexing the rep. Everything else is clear. You just need to flex the rep. Okay? The rest everything is fine. But one thing is very fine here. Okay? Let's talk about selectors. What is selector? Selector is the name of a HTML tag that we define, or no. Selector is a property. Selector is a property that will have a value which we can use in a HTML file, right? So at first this selector is giving some value which you can use in a HTML file. That's fine. But let me keep it. Is there any type of selector also? Yes. Is there any type of selector also? See, here I have written this example. So while you are seeing the notes, you will see that only one line I have highlighted means this is the thing I'm talking about. Okay. Now let's talk about types of selectors. Types of selectors. Types of selectors. One is the HTML tag. Second one is the HTML attribute. Second one is HTML class. What is this? So we'll see. Now, see this, how we will write the selector. So simple thing, selector colon single quote. If you are writing app hyphen header, if you are writing app hyphen header, it means that here selector will work as a HTML tag directly. Where we are using this thing, we are using the header in app component. So this is how we are writing it in the component file, right? We are using it as a HTML tag. So if you are writing the selector in this way, So if you are writing your HTML tag in this way, how you will use it in the rendering? If the selector is written in above format, then we have to use it as a HTML tag. Example, app hyphen header, and then close it. Now, if I don't want to use it in this way, no problem. Let's give it a dot here. Selector is dot app hyphen header, and we know one thing, the dot we write for class. If you keep a dot here in the selector, this is what you will get, nothing. It means that wherever you are using this, now this is not a HTML tag, this is a HTML class now. So do one thing, create a HTML div and give it a class as app hyphen header. Understood? Now this is not a tag, this is the HTML class name. So if you have kept a dot there, it is a HTML class name. Understood? Understood or not? So if you are keeping a dot here, how you have to use? You have to at first create a div or any other tag, means container you need to create. Class equals to, here you have to give it a class, and class is app hyphen header, and then closing the div. How we will give the attributes? Same way we'll give the attributes also, right? In the same way we will give the attribute also. So wherever you are writing this thing, just write it inside a square bracket. Okay, I have written it inside a square bracket. Now let's check here, nothing is coming. Now this is a attribute. So instead of writing the class, just write div app hyphen header and terminate it. Okay, so now attribute you understand? You understand attribute or not? Whatever you are writing between the tag starting and tag closing, src, alt, style, all these are the attribute. So if you have kept there a square bracket, you have to give it as a attribute. So div, I am writing a attribute here, app hyphen header, and this is how it is loading the component. Okay, understood? So how to create it as a HTML attribute? So it's very simple. Here you have to keep a square bracket, and here you need to create a container. After creating the container, give it as a attribute without any single double quote. Understood this part? Very good. So this is all about today's class. What we have studied today? At first, what is view template? Ways of writing the view template, styling the component, ways of styling the component, adding the global CSS, and types of selector. View template, styling, global CSS, Understood or any problem?